Hi everyone, it's Miss Boston here, your school librarian, and I'm here to review a book I read recently called While I Was Away by Waka T. Brown. And this book is really delightful. I thought it's about a girl named Waka. It's based on the childhood of the author, and she grew up in the 80s in the United States, and her family had moved from Japan. So every year, her dad is like, okay, we're moving back to Japan in 3 years, so everybody be ready for that, and then it never happens. So it's important to her family that the kids don't lose their Japanese language and their Japanese culture. So when one day her mom asks her repeatedly to please fold the laundry in Japanese, and Waka ignores her mom's like, all right, that's it. If you can't understand me in Japanese, we're sending you back to Japan to learn and just catch up on your stuff. So she ends up getting sent over in the summer when all her friends at her school in Kansas get to go on summer vacation. She gets kind of shipped off to Japan to stay with family all by herself. The rest of her family stays in the United States. So just all on her own. She's like in middle school age, and she gets to kind of have this whole culture shock experience. She'd been to Japan before, but never on her own, so she has to learn how to use the transportation. She describes the food that she eats. She learns how to write in kanji, those Japanese characters, and I learned more about how there's actually 3 different types of those characters. And this whole book just felt like it was a study abroad experience, except I didn't have to do the hard part of experiencing the culture shock myself. I got to just kind of soak it in through her. I loved hearing about like the cute stationery and the Hello Kitty, and some of the different Japanese customs, like always taking your shoes off and things like that. So if you are someone who's interested in Japanese culture, I highly, highly recommend this book. There's also some interesting things because it was in the 80s. It's not still this way anymore, but the teacher at her new school, if a kid does something naughty, he'll just like whack them on the top of the head. And it kind of freaked her out at first. So just some differences like that and kind of trying to fit in. She doesn't really feel like she is Japanese, and she doesn't really feel like she's American. So she's trying to figure out who she is. Really good story, and I would highly recommend it. So enjoy. That was While I Was Away by Waka T. Brown.